What's up, Happy Engineer? Zach here, just you and me today, and I want to talk about confidence. If you want to build your career, sooner or later, you're going to be interviewing for new roles, whether that's promotions within your current company or very likely changing companies, applying for and interviewing for jobs in new places. All right. And here's the truth. Interviewing is about confidence more than it is about qualifications. The final 3 or 4 candidates who get to those last rounds of interviews are all qualified. And what makes the difference in those interviews is your ability to sell yourself as the solution to their problem, they being the company. And what is that problem? The problem is that they have an opening on their engineering team at whatever level. If it's IC roles, manager roles, director roles, VP roles, it doesn't matter. Their problem is a gap in the org chart. You are the solution to that problem, and you're selling yourself to the organization as that solution. And sales is about the exchange of emotion, and that primary emotion is confidence. If you are not confident in yourself as the solution, why should the company be confident in you? So 3 mindsets of confidence are essential for you to bring into the core of your being as you go into these interviews. And I'm going to share all 3 with you today. This came up recently in a conversation with Charlie. Charlie is one of my clients who's working at getting into a new industry, into a new sector. He had gotten laid off from his previous company due to economic downturns and challenges. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I know many of you can relate to that. And he's been looking for a new role. Well, Charlie got an opportunity for an interview at a new company. And he came into our coaching session and said, "Hey, Zach, I'm not sure about if this role is going to be a fit for me. I don't feel very confident about applying for this job. I don't feel very confident going into this interview. There's a lot of questions I have. I'm just not sure." Well, that's an immediate red flag. When you are not sure, when you are not confident going into the process, there's no way you're going to come across and deliver in that interview with confidence. So we started digging in, and we went through these same 3 mindsets of confidence in that conversation that I'm going to share with you right now. Now, really quick, before I go through these and tell you what Charlie was dealing with and how we turned that around, I want to invite you to join us and go through these things live at our next happy hour. If you've never come to happy hour before, it is a live workshop where we do coaching together. I'll be there on Zoom facilitating that conversation, and we're going to do the work. You're going to meet some of your peers. My clients are invited. This is one of the only opportunities to do live coaching with me without being one of our paying clients, and it is an awesome chance for you to get that same insight and learning and do the work with us right there live. So if you want to join us at happy hour, I would encourage you to get signed up. There's a link in the show notes, or you can grab your phone and text the word happy to the number 33777. We had an amazing time on Zoom for the last session. There is limited attendance. We only have 100 seats. So go get signed up, register, and be on time for the next happy hour. We do it every month, that first week of the month. Go check it out. We'll get you registered, get you signed up for the next one. So Charlie and I are talking about these challenges he's facing and the uncertainty, the self-doubt, the questioning of whether or not this role was a fit. Charlie was saying things like, should I even apply? Should I even go through with the interview? Well, at the point we were talking, he had that interview on the calendar, and he was really wrestling and said, okay, well, first of all, we need to change this question mark of should I even be in the room? Should I even take the interview? And what was going through Charlie's head was this question of, do I have what it takes to succeed? Do I have what it takes to succeed? Well, here's the mindset that I gave Charlie. I said, listen, being chosen for the interview is all the evidence you need to be able to succeed. Being chosen for the interview is all the evidence you need that you will be able to succeed. Here's why. Let's start from your side of the equation. You're not applying for any jobs that are totally random or misaligned with your vision for your career growth and your past experiences and the things you've already done. If you're being smart and being intentional about building your career plan, setting up clear next steps for what experiences you need to build and create, what direction you want to take your career, if you're following that blueprint and if you're executing on that plan, then the roles that you're looking at will be aligned with the direction you want to go. And Charlie had done that work. He knew what he wanted, and it wasn't like we were off in left field applying for random jobs that had nothing to do with past experience. He had already done the upfront work of laying out his core values, laying out his vision for his career and where he wanted to go. And so we already knew this job was aligned with that direction. So from your perspective, Happy Engineer, if you're operating with a great blueprint, with a great plan for your career growth, and you're applying for roles that are aligned with that plan, then you have no reason to be concerned about your ability to succeed. But now let's look at it from the company's side. They have thousands and thousands of potential applicants to pull from. If you've been applying for any jobs on LinkedIn, you can see the numbers. It's insane how many applicants they have to pick from. If they do the work, they have their choice. There's a lot of people in the job pool right now. So they're not going to interview people who don't meet the key requirements of the job. Right? They're not going to waste their time interviewing people who don't meet the non-negotiables. So if they choose you for an interview, that's all the evidence you need that you are qualified, because they're not going to waste their time with people who aren't. So mindset number one, if you're feeling any uncertainty about whether or not you'll be able to succeed in the role, just know that if you're operating and executing your own blueprint, all right, if you don't have one, that's a separate conversation. Let's talk about that. Join us at happy hour. If you're operating under your blueprint and being smart and strategic about building your career, and the company is choosing from all of these candidates, the ones they believe are best suited, that's all the evidence you need that you will succeed. That's mindset number one. Write that down and nurture that belief in your mind as you prepare for your next interview. Being chosen for an interview is all the evidence I need that I am able to succeed. Now, Charlie bought into that. He said, sure, okay, I believe that, especially the fact that the company wouldn't bring me in if I wasn't ready. Okay, I'm on board. But I'm looking at this job description, and there's some things here that I've never done before. There's a couple of pieces of software that we didn't use in my last company. There's some requirements listed that I'm not sure if I've done that in my previous job. I'm not sure if you're right, Zach. I'm not sure if I even have half of what's listed here. How many of you can relate to this? I hear it all the time. Charlie is not alone. I've had so many clients say, I don't know if I should apply for this job because I only have half of the job requirements listed. I'm not even going to apply. Or in an interview, you go in the back of your mind, you're saying, I'll do the interview, I'll do my best, but I don't even have X, Y, and Z from the job description on my resume. I've never done that before. I'm not qualified. I'm only halfway ready for this job. There's no way they're going to pick me. Well, if you believe that in the back of your mind, you're going to see that come to fruition. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we need to turn that thought around. How do we do it? Here's the mindset I want you to have going into every interview. 50% ready is 100% ready. 50% ready is 100% ready. Now, what do I mean by that? If you imagine everything that it will take for you to succeed in this new position, if you have half of what it takes today, then you are ready to step in and go do the work. 50% ready is 100% ready. Here's the reason that's true. I heard this first from a vice president of engineering at a Fortune 200 organization, and I've heard similar sentiments several times since from startup CEOs all the way to Fortune 100 top senior leaders. And the reason is that if you come into a role with 100% of the qualifications already checked, you could literally step in and do everything the job requires on day one with no training, no learning, no mentorship, no coaching. You are overqualified for everything the job needs. You're going to be bored. You're going to be bored. You're going to end up disengaged. The company needs you to stay in that role for a while. You're not going to do it for just 6 months and then move on to the next job. Or if you do that, you're not going to do it every time. I'm telling you, you're going to need to hunker down and deliver value. So if you're already qualified and you're not learning, you're not growing, you're not being challenged, come on. You really think you're going to enjoy that? You're going to get bored. And frankly, the company is going to be overpaying for you in that position because you've already done all that work, which probably means you're at a level and you're at a compensation that's well beyond what they need to pay to get what the job requires. So if you're already at this 80, 90, 100% of the way ready, then you're going to very quickly get bored and disengage. Now, if you're less than 50% ready, if you're missing the majority of what the job requires, it's not that you can't do it, but you're going to need to buckle up for a very challenging start. That's all. I've seen people accomplish things that will blow your mind. And with the right support, with the right coaching, and with a growth mindset, you can overcome any hurdle. But what I've seen is that if you're less than halfway, it just means you're setting yourself up for a really challenging start. And my encouragement to you is to be honest with yourself. If you're absolutely not ready, you only have 10% of what it takes, then let's go take a role where you're at that 50% and you can now grow piece by piece. Everybody says life is short. YOLO, you only live once. Those are true statements, but life is also long. Your career is long. You have time to learn, grow, and experience each level one at a time. We don't need to go so fast. So I'd encourage you to take this 50% ready is 100% ready. Of course, if you're beyond 50%, you're still ready. If you're above 80, 90, or even you're at 100%, then you're not challenging yourself enough with that next role on your growth plan. We need to go back to the blueprint and reassess. So mindset number 2, 50% ready is 100% ready. When I shared this with Charlie, it was like a light bulb went off and just said, oh yeah, on-the-job learning is where the majority of the great learning happens. And that is what creates that engagement, that excitement, and that purpose, that fulfillment. It's like I am developing, I'm moving towards my goals, and I'm putting myself into uncomfortable situations to grow. Here's the last piece that creates a lack of confidence in interviewing, and I see it all the time. As Charlie and I were talking, he made a statement about, well, what if this opportunity doesn't work out? What if I don't find a job before I run out of money, before this happens? What if I stay unemployed? What if my career stagnates at this level? We all fall into the trap of what if there's no more opportunities? I've had now thousands of conversations one-on-one with engineering leaders around the world. And one of the things that comes up again and again and again is this belief that there's not enough opportunity for you to grow. When I ask engineering leaders, what is the barrier to your future growth, the barrier to building your income, the barrier to you having a bigger impact in your career and loving your career even more, people tell me opportunity. I'm lacking opportunity. Well, get that excuse out of your mind. That is a scarcity mindset. If you want to show up with confidence in an interview and have all kinds of job offers rolling your way, choosing between multiple offers, you must believe that there is always another opportunity. There's always another opportunity, period. Come from an abundance mindset. Come from an abundance mindset. There's always another opportunity. There's a lot of reasons why this is important, but let me address one of them. It's actually a principle that's talked about in depth in Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power. And in that book, he talks about the reality that the person who needs the other person the least has the most power. The person who needs the other person the least is the one who has the most power. And if you go into an interview where you feel desperate for a job, I need the company to give me this offer, or else fill in the blank. And let's just pause right here for a second. I get it that if you're unemployed, if you were laid off, you were furloughed, something happened where you lost your job and you need an income. I understand the fear that can come with that, the urgency that can come with that. It is not easy. It is not easy. And I've seen so many of my clients go through that. But if you show up in that interview desperate, if you're chasing that job and you need them, that's the energy you bring. That is not attractive. Things that you chase do what? They run away. When you play tag and you chase people, they run away. If you see a rabbit in your grass, in the lawn, in the backyard, and you chase it, it will run away. Things that you chase move away from you. You need to stand grounded in confidence, knowing that more opportunities will come to you. You're going to do the work. You're going to follow the process. You're going to show up to your life every day and do the right things to create those opportunities. But you do not need to operate from a place of scarcity. Believe that there will always be another opportunity. And when you come in with that sense of indifference, that I am already qualified, being chosen for this interview is all the evidence I need that I'm able to succeed. And when you know that 50% ready is 100% ready, and you have a growth mindset as you step into that new role, then you can also know that there is always another opportunity. If you will nurture these three beliefs, these three mindsets during your interview preparation, during your interview process, and showing up for the day of that interview, you will communicate with more confidence. Your body language will demonstrate more confidence. Your energy that is sent even through Zoom. I can tell you, I've talked to interviewers. They can literally feel the difference of someone who comes in with bulletproof confidence versus someone who comes in who does not believe in themselves or that they are ready for the opportunity. It is something you can pick up on and feel that energy. If you'll do these three things, nurture these mindsets, you will show up with an unbelievable shift in your confidence. So here's the action item for you. Take these three beliefs, write them down. And every time you step into your job hunt or your interview prep, whenever you have time set aside for building your career towards landing that next opportunity, I want you to read these three beliefs, these three mindsets out loud before you start. Prime your mind to the mindset you want to have as you move forward, before the interview, before the application, before you even go on LinkedIn and start searching for jobs. Read these three out loud. So I'll say them one more time. If you're listening to this in the car or at the gym, then I want you to come back to this point in the podcast. You might even pause it right now and circle back when you can get a pen and write this down. Here are the three core mindsets of confidence in landing a new job at the next level. Number one, being chosen for an interview is all the evidence I need that I am able to succeed. Number two, 50% ready is 100% ready. You might even add on to that, I have a growth mindset. And number three, there is always another opportunity. Build your confidence, show up with confidence, and let's get to that next level in your career together. Land that promotion. These tweaks make such a huge difference. And Charlie got that offer immediately. The next day after his interview, he had an offer in hand. It was awesome to watch someone go from that place of uncertainty to a place of now celebrating the fact that with his confidence at 100%, he landed the job. The same can be true for you. If you don't have a blueprint, if you don't have confidence, if you don't have the things that you need to get to that promotion that you're looking for in your career, then absolutely let's get connected and support you in that. A great place to do it is at Happy Hour, like I mentioned earlier in our conversation. We'd love for you to join us. It's a live workshop. It's not this one way, you just listening to me talk. It's a two-way conversation where you and I can engage. You can connect with clients here at OACO, with other amazing leaders out there who join us at the workshop. It's really fun. Plus, you're going to get tremendous value as we do the work together on your career right there live. And there's time for one-on-one coaching at the end. So if you're stuck on something, bring those questions and we can tackle them. Again, text the word happy to 33777. We can get you the info that way, or jump into the show notes and there is a link to register right there in the show notes. If you're outside the United States, you're going to have to do it that way. All right, be confident. You can do this. You're going to face these moments where you're transitioning between jobs and interviewing. If you haven't had that in a long time, if you've been sitting still in one role for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, ask yourself, is this aligned with my vision, with the things that I want to create for my career? Am I growing? Am I learning? Is it meaningful? Am I happy? And if you're not, then it's time to engage in your life, to live by design, not by default. And let's break through together to that next level. Happy Engineer, I appreciate you. I respect you. Let's get after it. Get yourself out of the comfort zone. Nurture these mindsets. Show up with more confidence than ever before. And I'll see you on the other side. Let's do this.